I'm Sophie K here at Knotfest Germany, and as you can see, my makeup is melting off my face. Why? Because I went to watch Bleed From Within. It was heavy as, am I allowed to swear? I don't know, but it was heavy as something I can't say.
Okay, can I let you swear?
I think you can, I don't know if I can.
Fucking say it then.
That was an amazing set. So just to recap, you've played already, and the crowd was so responsive, weren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. I think like I always get a different perspective sitting at the back of the stage. So when we first started playing, I was like, "This is good," but I've seen Germany do better. And then about halfway through that song, I was like, "All right, okay, I take it back." And it kicked the fuck off.
I think we clashed with like the first half of our set clashed with the last bit of I think Vended's set.
Right,
So I imagine
okay.
a lot of people. I think this is maybe the first time they've been over here. I'm not quite sure, but I imagine a lot of people obviously want to see them as well. So I'm not taking it personally. It was amazing though. I remember at one point we had, because you know like the arenas like split into three, like the barriers. At one point there was 3 circle pits going at one time, like in a row. It was so cool.
Fucking amazing.
That's amazing.
The crowd definitely bought the energy today. It was amazing to see.
It's interesting, and it's interesting sitting down and chatting to you now, because like you've been around for a while. Like you're a band who have grafted. That is the only way to put it. And it really feels like you're getting the level of recognition that you deserve at the moment. Like it feels like it's something really hot happening.
Yeah,
you almost feel like a new band.
It's funny, people think we are a new band and it's like
Do
fucking
they?
17 years, but I think it's a good thing in the sense that I feel like we've been around for, we're at a point now where this kind of thing, it doesn't phase us, and you know the band's putting one foot in front of the other, and we're everything's going well at the moment, touch wood, you know, and things are lining up that we've kind of been building towards for years, but pre-COVID and stuff, you know. So to see it kind of all fall into place now and things just happened is really rewarding and humbling. Do you know what I mean? It's a nice thing. It's not wasted on us in any way. We're so grateful for it because we've been doing it for so fucking long. So yeah, I think that's a good thing. I think this can happen to bands quite quickly or early in their career, and then it goes to their heads and they turn into arseholes and all that kind of thing. And that's not happened to us.
It's true.
I mean, we've always been arseholes, right enough.
I mean, the one thing I'm happy it's taken this long because it's like, without sounding cliche, I feel like we've got a lot of experience behind us now, and like we're so used to like going onto a stage and putting on a show, and we're way more ready for it now than we would have been back then. So I feel like it makes sense, and I'm happy it's taken this long.
And it's nice to see that you've got those friends, because I can't remember where he said it, but I remember talking to Sam Carter from Architects, and of course Architects are doing really well at the moment. And
Shout out to those boys.
I know, lovely guys. And Sam Carter got up and he went, I want to give a shout out to Bleed From Within, who are the best of British metal right now.
When did he say that?
Wasn't even aware he said that.
I think it was at a download festival at some point, or it was at a festival somewhere. And he's always shouting you guys out in interviews and things, and it must be nice to have it from people.
Well, I think there's been like a
within
kind
the
of, I was talking to someone about this the other day. I feel like the UK metal scene, or just the alternative scene in general at the moment, it's kind of had like a resurgence.
Yeah.
There's so much amazing talent coming out of the country, and it seems like, I think it's almost like COVID brought everyone together, and everyone went through the mill and went through the shit, and I think we all knew that everyone was going through that, and like it all sort of kicked off at the Download pilot, and that was everyone getting back together, and I don't know what it was. There was just like a different energy now, and I think bands like ourselves and Malevolence are here as well. Love those boys, fucking amazing UK metal, but things like Loathe, Sleep Token, fucking, you know, Silos. Oh, I can't really say that, can I? I'm in Silos.
I know what you're saying. Like,
just all the UK bands that are doing, and even like up to Architects and Bring Me as well, and like all of that. And like when we come to Europe now, we our fans will say to us, or if we're doing press, for example, and that was like a talking point of press throughout the whole Shrine campaign. They were saying like the UK is just killing it at the moment. What does it feel like to be a part of it? And that was when I first kind of took a step back and went, holy shit, there is, like, it's amazing to be a part of this kind of thing that's like the music that's coming out of the UK at the moment. So
I mean, I don't see you as part of it. I see you as part of the spearhead of it, because Shrine was a masterpiece. It's brilliant. It's just
thank you so much.
Absolutely astounding album. How does it feel to like see all the press and everyone's just blowing up about it?
It was good, man. Like it took a lot of work. See, to being honest, it was a challenging album to write because of more so because of the pressure we put on ourselves, because the last album, Fracture, that was kind of the album that started pushing us in that direction. and it was received very well, and we knew that we had to top that, and it was genuinely quite a hard album to top, in my opinion, because I loved that album, and it did so well for us. And I just remember, I can only really speak for myself, but I just remember the pressure I was under to like write hooks and make sure that my voice was better than the last album, and it just, but I think they pulled it off.
He always fucking does it. It's always my favourite part of the recording process, is hearing Kennedy put his vocals down. I'm just like, I'll send him a message like after we get the first song or something back, I'm like, you've done it again, you wee bastard. You fucking smashed it, mate. You smashed it.
Yeah, as did you.
You did, and I think the thing is it was hard. It was hard for a lot of bands, but I really feel for you, because Fractured, obviously, you were cheated out of touring that album because it came out in 2020.
Yeah,
So
I think the whole, we won't mention its name, but I think that helped that album though, because we were kind of like toying with the idea, should we put the album out? But we had kind of had the idea put to us, and we're like, do you know what, man? People need music more than ever right now. Let's just put it out. And the fact that people had the time and were at home to just sit and listen to music, I don't know if the album would have done as well as if everyone was just still going about their day-to-day life. Like, I feel like it almost gave us a platform to really get our music to more people because they had the time, and I'm glad we put it out, to be honest with you, because now we're doing shows and we've got another album since, and it's just like we have all these amazing, I think all these amazing songs to choose from now. It's getting to the point where it's getting hard to pick a set list.
A half-hour set.
That's amazing.
What are we going to play? And
yeah, I totally agree with what Kennedy said there. I think like we noticed a change from our fucking living rooms and studios or whatever. Like we started to see like this album has changed stuff for us, and we were just sat in the house. Like it was almost like that pent-up kind of something was building throughout that entire period of no shows, and then it was kind of all let loose at Download Pilot, and that's when we were pretty far through the writing process for Shrine by that point. But that was like the kind of, that spurred us on, and we were like, if everything's coming back now and we get a new album out before the next festival season, then you know we're going to have 2 albums worth of content here just to be hitting people over the head with. So
the one thing as well, when we released Fracture, and then obviously Shrine now, that was when we started noticing like people and bands that we look up to like sharing our music as well. Like when we released Fracture, in fact, actually before we released Fracture, like Matt Heafy was shouting us out on Instagram, even Corey Taylor shouted us out on Instagram, Nita Strauss, like all these people just pure sharing their music on Instagram. It's like, that's never happened to us before. People that we look up to and admire, like just insane to see like people that you really admire and, as musicians, like digging
That's
your
amazing.
music. The Corey Taylor one blew my mind though.
I mean that's why we're here today pretty much. So
Like that guy is genuinely one of the reasons why I'm even in a band, and he's
Wow.
sharing our music. It's crazy.
Do you know what? It's so good to be sat here with you today. And if you're still watching right now, and you're not from the UK, and you've managed it this long, well done you. Because I bet a lot of, especially people in America, let's be honest here, because sometimes Americans struggle with my accent.
with your accent?
With my accent, and I've
we've not got a
hardly.
chance.
How do you fare?
We talk very differently. I mean, this isn't how we would talk to our friends or family or anything like that, but we're, I guess, just over the years, we kind of tried to slow it down. Like, I live in England now, and I work with like an English company. And I think when I first started there and the team got bigger, it was a bit like, I would say something and somebody would just be on the Zoom call like, was that interference or was that actual words that came out your mouth sort of thing? But yeah, we
got used to like, obviously playing shows in places like Germany. I've got used to like enunciating and really slowing down.
Yeah.
And
you do a bit of that in these, don't you?
I do a bit of that. Like if I'm the way I'm talking to you right now, that's not how me and Ali speak. In fact, if one of our friends from back home heard us speaking like this, it'd be like, I seen you on YouTube talking like a fucking idiot.
Well, I want to see this though, right? Can you have a conversation about something mundane between yourselves? And let's see, right? You watch this as well. Let's see if we can keep up, because
just right, we'll talk about last night then, right? So yesterday we go to Bruges and we hit a couple of bars, we get absolutely mad with it, play a few games of pool and that, and then we go back to the hotel, we've got a wee barra with a guitar, and then mind you picked it off of him, Pierre rattled out a few tunes and all.
Metallica. I picked up his guitar and started playing his guitar, but no one knew what I was playing. Did you get any of that?
There was a point in the middle where I was like, I'm out. Guys, I've tapped out. Like, I am done.
I felt like it went on longer than it should though.
I don't know.
I was in though. I was in for this story because I want about
when we go to the States, it'll be funny, I think, seeing how people respond to it. You'll be on stage like, hey, everyone, we are Bleed from...
So weird though, because see when I'm singing our songs, I unintentionally sing in an American accent.
Neck Deep. They got so much stick for that. So many British bands do that.
I guess when it's...
I didn't know they were from the UK for years. Honestly,
Really?
I had no idea. I don't really listen to like their style of music that
Yeah.
much, but I knew that they were a big band. And then somebody was like, "Oh, they're from Yorkshire or something." I was like, "What?" That's mad.
Wrexham, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
With screaming, it's obviously a bit harder to tell if you're using an accent, but I think I definitely screaming like an American accent, and it's probably obviously just from like what I've grew up listening to and took inspiration from. I feel like it would be more awkward to like, I hate using scream, like singing in a Scottish accent. I feel like that would feel forced.
I almost want to hear you do it now, but I'm not going to ask you to do it. I'm not going to ask you to do it.
We
Don't
do
worry,
it all
don't
the
worry.
time as a joke. To be fair. He's always joking about it. Like, imagine I just sung it like this.
And it feels really forced, which is so strange. It just naturally comes out in I think an American accent.
You think in an American accent?
No, when I'm singing the songs, it's like I think it's an American accent. I'm
Oh,
not
you
really-
think, right, okay.
I'm pretty sure it is, but it's harder to tell because.
It just sounds like you. Sounds like you to me.
Cool
What's
story.
do you know what?
Cool story, bro.
What's the secret to... Because you meet a lot of bands and there's often a lot of tension, especially bands that have been together for a long time. What is the secret when you're in a band to keep in that friendship?
We've known each other for
Way long before the band.
Kennedy and Davey went to school together. We all started hanging around when we were about 13, 14 years old and weathered the storm, I guess. Now we're now mid-30s kind of thing, so you're talking like 20 years of friendship. And the band's been through a lot. I don't know, we're just all we just believe in it, I guess, is the core thing. We're all just genuinely mates. Like, we all hang out with each other outside of this, you know? Like,
Yeah, I think the one thing that's important, especially like to us, is like our friendship comes before this band.
Right.
Like way more important than this band, our friendship. So I think that's and the fact that we just constantly rip the piss out of each other.
there's no space for egos in this band.
None of us will have big egos because we fucking slag. We slag it right out of each other.
Somebody puts an Instagram post up that's even a wee bit hoity-toity, they'll get
Oh, you take it, yeah.
That's Scottish for taking the piss, by the way.
And I was going to say taking the piss, if you're American, means making fun
Three
of.
levels of translation.
It means making fun of. So we've got some questions here that we've been asking all the bands to try and see where everyone's united. Okay, so the first question is, what is the album that got you into heavy music?
Pantera, Vulgar Display Power.
I think that'd be for a lot of people, yeah.
I'll never forget. I used to play the clarinet before I played drums, and
Did you?
the first thing that I heard, I'd kind of listened to a little bit of Sum 41. I dabbled in some Linkin Park. Andrew WK was one of the first things I heard as well. It was like, holy shit, that's really heavy. And then I heard fucking Hostile by Pantera, and just the drum sort of intro to that and how intense it was, and I was blown away. I picked up drumsticks after that through the clarinet in the bin.
Yeah, I can't really remember. I feel like I listened to a lot of pop punk first and like skate punk and stuff like that because I was a skateboarder. And I think the like first heavy album I maybe got was Hybrid Theory. And then our bass player's wife, she let me hear Great Southern Trendkill when we were in high school. And I remember that opening my eyes to more heavy stuff. But I'd probably say Hybrid Theory by Linkin Park. I still to this day worship that album.
Same,
It's fucking great.
same. So what would you say is something that you're passionate about that other people might not guess?
People guess that, trust me.
I think they know.
People
Are you passionate about beers in like a...
I've got like a craft beer review page that I do and stuff like that. Like I genuinely love comparing different styles of beer and stuff like that. And because we're in a band and we travel the world, it's genuinely like a thing.
So what are you into? I'm going to probably sound really daft here. Are you into an IPA, a blonde, a bitter, a sours?
New England IPA is the ones that I like. So like really
Okay.
hazy, thick, kind of. They usually sit like 6 to 8% kind of thing, and they're really fruity. They taste like Umbongo or something.
Wow.
So yeah, I'm into that. Beer is my. I've seen people compare beers to Umbongo.
Umbongo was like a tropical drink.
Yeah, for anyone from America, Umbongo, tropical drink.
Okay.
But yeah, I guess that is genuinely a passion of mine that I've leaned into more recently because I started this Instagram page and stuff. But I love it, and because we travel, it's always like they're always joking. It's like, oh, bet Ali's in his hotel room looking for a craft beer bar, and then I come down the stairs and be like, right guys, I found a craft beer bar. Do you want to go? Yours?
I don't know, like what the pool? I absolutely love pool, playing pool.
Wow. So like billiards and... I don't know if that's the same thing.
But I think billiards is more of like what I don't really know how to play pool, but I'm like, I used to when I was younger. I used to be in a pool team and stuff, and I'm like, I'm a shark. I'm like so good.
Well, no, yesterday. Davey bet him yesterday.
The more drunk I got, and they also cheated me.
We're not getting into this. This is a thing.
I basically beat everyone that was with us.
He didn't play me though.
Went through them all, right? And then Davey, our bass player, who's also pretty good, I bet him twice. And then the third time I played him,
We've touched a nerve.
the third time I played him, Stephen, our guitar player, while I wasn't looking, grabbed one of his balls and started.
No.
And Davey
We put it back on the
that as
table.
a win, and I was like, "You're a joke."
Anyway, you asked about passion. There it is, right there.
That was real passion.
Yeah. I also play football sometimes, and I'm quite a boring person when I'm home. I just work, really.
That's not boring.
Enjoy downtime, sitting on the couch watching TV, having a beer.
Nice. That's nice. Wholesome. What's the weirdest place that you've been recognised?
I only ever seem to get recognised when I go shopping. So Aldi.
Really?
Yeah, it's happened.
Do all my shopping in Aldi.
Oh,
and
so
I
when
get
you-
recognised there. I've been recognised there like 3 times. I live in Brighton now, and I've been recognised 3 or 4 times in Aldi. And I'm always with my girlfriend, and we're always in our joggy bottoms and our comfies. You know?
Wow.
And she's always like, "Why do you have to get recognised when we're going shopping?"
down the I like to call it the special things aisle, where you go down the middle and you buy like the most random purchases.
Is that all Lidl? Or Aldi
That's
doesn't have a
Aldi.
special, is it?
Doesn't
Oh,
it?
okay.
You've been
doesn't-
cheated.
I know.
To me and Asda once, like when we released Levitate, I think it was was that second single from Shrine? And some guy walked past me in Asda, but he was like just so nice, didn't like stop and talk to me, which I would have enjoyed. But he just kind of like walked past, tapped me on his shoulder, showed me his phone, and he was listening to it in his headphones, and just walked by and done. And just kept walking. I was like, "You're a legend."
That's brilliant. That's brilliant. What would you say is your most ridiculous purchase that you don't regret buying? I bet you've bought some expensive beers in your time.
But I don't regret. Is it? What's the question?
That you
again?
don't regret it. Something ridiculous that you bought, but you're like, I don't regret it. It was great.
I have a 15% bottle of beer imported from America, and it's just a normal size bottle of this, but it was £25.
That's a lot.
I know, that's pretty ridiculous.
And you've not drunk it yet?
No, I'm scared to because it costs so much. Kind of defeats the purpose. I've got a really expensive bottle of whiskey as well that I bought to celebrate the release of Shrine, and I've still not opened it yet because I'm scared because it's too expensive.
I'm a massive Stone Cold Steve Austin fan, and I imported his beers from America. You know, he's a Broken Skull IPA.
Wow, I
And it
didn't,
was
but yeah.
60 quid for 4 cans.
That's even worse than mine.
But they were amazing, man. And I was like, I had a wee drink in me when I was drinking. I drunk them with my best friend Scott, and we just we were just sitting like pure buzzing that we had them because we've wanted to try it for so long.
Yeah.
Because me and him grew up as like big wrestling fans, so we finally had it, and we were in my house and we were drinking it, and we were like so excited to just have this can in our hand because we've wanted it for so long. But it was 60 quid for 4 cans.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
That's very impressive. Okay, well, going forward, let's.
Every penny.
I bet it was. Enjoyed that beer. So going forward, what can we expect coming up for the band?
Got a lot of exciting stuff coming up that's not announced yet.
So things you can't announce yet.
These are
Okay.
things that are very secret, but things we've been again working towards for ages. I mean, I always think that our kind of there's no like short-term goals for us. I think the whole goal is longevity, and we've worked so hard on this for so long, and we're just kind of longevity is the thing. I think the goal is just to keep it going, and that's the plan for us to tour wherever we can. See the rest of the world. You know, we still need to get to the States. We still need to get to Australia. We still need to we want to go back to Asia. Yeah.
Just travel the world and see new things and hang out. It's like a lad's holiday. But we get to play shows and meet nice people, and it's so good. So yeah, longevity I would say is the big goal. That's the main thing. But coming up, we have a headline tour at the end of the year in Europe. So a lot of German shows, Switzerland show. Can't remember the rest.
He's remembered Germany and Switzerland out of that full
Yes.
European run. So there you go.
There you go.
France. We're doing a show in London.
We're doing a London show after it as well.
We're doing
Okay.
Holland. We're
It's a
doing
nice show we've ever done.
Denmark.
Is it? Wow.
Yeah.
This is what I'm talking about. This is just an exciting time.
Yeah, it's amazing. Man.
This is an exciting time for you. Okay.
Definitely.
We're watching, we're ready, we're here to support, and thank you so much for chatting to us here at Knotfest.
Thank you. Cheers.
Thank you.